How important is it when the government breaks the law, and do you know of any examples of such a situation?
Bruce tends to use excessive rhetoric, characterizations, and avoids facts. So I don't know what fact he's referring to about the government breaking the law.
Okay, let me give you a few examples. When they do renditions, they take somebody and they arrest them and take them to Guantanamo without notifying anyone or without a warrant or whatever, and they imprison the person. They don't get counsel. That would be one of his examples. The other one was the selective enforcement of laws. Say Obamacare, the president enforces some parts of the law. Others he says, oh, I don't want to enforce it. We're supposed to do this date. Oh, we don't want to do it this date. I'll do it some other time. All sorts of enforcement of marijuana laws. We're not going to enforce the marijuana laws, or we are.
The two examples, I'm very troubled by the constitutionality of the rendition programs and the detentions at Guantanamo. But when I say I'm troubled, that's a different statement than saying that is breaking the law. The difference between me and Bruce is Bruce will reach conclusions based on facts, and so far as I know, there's not been a single Supreme Court decision that has confirmed Bruce's conclusions.
So as far as you know, there aren't any, the government is not breaking the law, not violating the Constitution in any aspect, and enforcing the laws as they're passed by the Congress.
Well, I can only state facts, and the facts are there are some federal courts that have found the renditions to be illegal, and there's some federal courts have found the Guantanamo.
What's your opinion?
But my opinion is that they're wrong. But I can't say they're until the Supreme Court rules.
But you think they're not constitutional?
I'm not sure that the renditions are unconstitutional. I think they're wrong, and I'm not sure that the Guantanamo detentions are unconstitutional. I think they're wrong. I will wait for the Supreme Court to tell me whether they're unconstitutional.
But what about the government getting all the phone numbers and who they call and of all the American citizens without a warrant, violating the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution?
So your question just stated a conclusion. I don't know if you're a lawyer, but what your conclusion is, it violates the Fourth Amendment.
Well, in my view, yes, because warrants have to be particular, and this is like a general warrant for 100 million people.
So the federal courts that are paid to state their opinions, whereas you're not, on constitutional and legal questions, are divided on whether you need a warrant in the case of the NSA having all of that data available to them.
What's your opinion?
My opinion is that program is legal.
You think it's legal? It's okay to wiretap all these, collect the information on all these phone calls of American citizens without any specific warrant for anybody for any reasonable cause?
So you just use two words, wiretap.
Well, and then not wiretap. I mean, collect the information like it was. Suppose like it wasn't.
So words are important. If you say wiretap, you must mean wiretap. If you say collect,
they collect the information, and if they want to go back and collect the conversation itself, they can.
So the collection of metadata in the trillions of data, in my view, is legal. I am okay with it, and certainly in the age of post 9/11, I'm more than okay with it. I support it. But if individual people have privacy information that is being obtained by a government agency, there needs to be probable cause. And that's the distinction between the NSA program of metadata that captures trillions of data points. Maybe one pattern will be a terrorist that will stop at 9/11. That is, in my view, legal, and no court has yet said otherwise.
So you don't think it's a search that is covered by the Fourth Amendment, really?
I don't think the NSA program involving metadata, which your listeners may not know what I mean, that's the data above the content line in an email. And certainly nobody is reading emails and no one is listening to telephone conversations without a warrant. That's a fact. The metadata is stored, and patterns of intersection between the metadata and a terrorist or an affiliated terrorist are searched. And if there is a pattern, between that search and the terrorist, then they go and get a warrant, and then they listen in on the telephone conversations. That, I believe, is necessary post 9/11.